She is actually outside of the premiere right now, where everything is going on, protesting Blake Lively. She has her post here. It says justice for Justin Baldoni. Blake lied. Hollywood just obliterated Blake Lively as she dared to show up at the Another Simple Favor premiere acting like she didn't just drag the entire industry into her disaster. And of course, Blake, as fake as possible, with legal battles, PR nightmares, and Hollywood turning its back on her, is still desperately pretending nothing happened while everyone watches her career crumble. I don't know, this doesn't look like a woman under stress. This doesn't look like a woman who can barely get out of bed, as we've seen in reports. This looks like a woman who cannot wait to be back in the spotlight. She thought she could prance into South by Southwest like the Queen of Hollywood, but instead, she walked straight into her most humiliating public appearance yet. The March 7, 2025, premiere of Another Simple Favor wasn't a grand comeback moment for Blake. It was a giant flashing neon sign that screamed, "You're done." And there's a hypocrisy and a fraudulence there that the public is picking up on. The woman showed up desperate to convince the world she's still relevant, but the industry, her co-stars, and even her own fans want absolutely nothing to do with her. Anna Kendrick. Yeah, she took one look at this disaster and decided she was not playing along anymore. Kendrick was privately fuming at Lively's failure to address how her ongoing battle with Baldoni was negatively impacting their upcoming movie. When asked how it felt to work with Blake again, Anna dropped what might be the coldest, most cutting response of the decade. "Oh, you know, no enthusiasm, no fake niceties, just a blunt, dismissive sentence that spoke volumes." The body language, the tone, the sheer lack of effort, that wasn't just shade, that was a full-blown blizzard. Meanwhile, Blake was doing her usual fake-friendly act, flashing smiles that no one was buying. And Kendrick, she can't fake it. She's just like, "Listen, I know you all want me to, but I just can't. I can't with this woman." Here's the thing, Hollywood has officially washed its hands of Blake Lively. Just a few years ago, she was riding high on the industry's love, getting fashion deals, starring in high-profile films, and convincing people she was some kind of it girl. Now, she's Hollywood poison. Anna knows how important this is. Blake was once the darling of the fashion world, but that era is dead and buried. Chanel and Gucci, gone. Luxury brands, jumping ship. Hollywood agents whispering that casting her is financially irresponsible. Even at SXSW, she tried to pull her old charm routine, waving to fans, signing autographs like she wasn't currently in the middle of a full-scale PR crisis. But everyone could feel the tension. The media knew it, the audience knew it, and most importantly, Blake knew it. So, you have to go into these details to really get a full understanding of just how bad Blake Lively is. But let's talk about Anna Kendrick, because she's been done with Blake's nonsense for years. The forced friendship, the fake PR moments, the absolute circus of working with Blake Lively. Anna has endured it all. But now, she doesn't have to pretend anymore. Reporters were definitely trying to ask, do you think the movie has been impacted by the Blake and Justin stuff, without being too blunt? And Anna tried her best to be like, I don't know what's going on, and she walked away so fast, like she did not want to be asked any more questions. Anna was never here for Blake's two-faced, manipulative nonsense. This is the same Blake Lively, who spent years acting like she and Anna were Hollywood besties, forcing herself into fake smile interviews, pretending to love working together. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Anna couldn't stand her. Given all the Blake Lively reporting I've been doing on Popcorn Planet, I had to do a proper reaction to this Another Simple Favor trailer. The entire A Simple Favor press tour was a masterclass in passive-aggressive torture, with Blake desperately trying to act like they were best friends while Anna's entire energy screamed, "Get me out of here." Fans caught on to it, and when reports surfaced that Blake was unbearable on set, it all started making sense. They were basically enemies, and their press tour had to be booked separately. Fast forward to Another Simple Favor, and Anna is done pretending. When she hit the SXSW carpet and was asked about Blake, she couldn't even muster up the energy to fake excitement, just no effort. No warmth, just pure, unfiltered dismissal, and fans knew exactly what was happening. Anna was talking about Blake all day, but the body language experts are already ripping Blake apart, analyzing every micro-expression, every strange smile, every forced interaction. Meanwhile, Anna's energy was borderline comical in how little she cared. She even dodged a question from Variety about whether Blake's endless drama was affecting the movie's rollout, acting like she had no idea what was even happening. At this point, Anna is over the PR game, over the fake friendship, and definitely over Blake Lively. If Anna's casual savagery wasn't enough, let's not forget Henry Golding's perfectly timed side-eye when asked how it felt to reunite with his co-stars. He smirked and said, "What could go wrong though? Henry, that was cruel, that was sarcastic, that was exactly what we were all thinking." Blake Lively's career is in flames, her reputation is in shambles, and the people who once worked with her are either ignoring her or straight-up shading her on red carpets. I mean, I assume that Blake has lost many roles to my glamour, beauty, and elegance. Sorry about it. Blake, here's the real kicker: none of this is surprising. Blake built her entire career on PR relationships, manipulating her way into Hollywood circles and acting like the cool, effortless, fashion-forward starlet. But now that the industry has seen her real face, everything is crumbling. She thought she could waltz into SXSW like her career wasn't in freefall, but instead, she walked straight into a silent rejection from the entire industry. Anna Kendrick is done playing along. Ryan Reynolds is watching his Deadpool franchise get dragged into the mess. And Hollywood is officially over Blake Lively. Blake Lively's ego problem isn't just a personality quirk at this point, it's a career-ending disaster. The woman is so obsessed with being on top that she literally had to fight for her name to be higher than Anna Kendrick's on the poster for another simple favor. That's right, the entire internet noticed that while Anna's name appeared first, Blake's name was slightly higher because apparently, in Blake's mind, the only thing that matters is making sure everyone knows she is the star. But here's the thing: nobody was fooled. Fans immediately called it out, knowing damn well this was a power play from Blake's PR team. After all, this isn't new behavior from her. The Daily Mail even confirmed there was actual behind-the-scenes tension over this ridiculous demand. Because of course, there was. Blake's entire personality is built on controlling every single thing around her. Let's not forget this is the same woman who hijacked It Ends With Us, rewriting scenes, demanding final say over creative decisions, and turning a simple book adaptation into her personal vanity project. And she tried to pull the same stunt again, but this time, Anna Kendrick was not having it. The backlash was immediate. Social media dragged Blake for this pathetic power play, with fans calling her out for her desperate need to be on top. Blake had to be on top, didn't she? One viral tweet read, racking up thousands of likes. Another fan joked that Blake would rather cancel the entire movie than let Anna get more attention. The internet was merciless, and Blake's PR team panicked. That's when Paul Feig, the director, tried to step in with some good old-fashioned damage control. He took to X, formerly Twitter, and called the rumors total BS. But guess what? Nobody believed him. Fans weren't buying the PR spin, because at this point, everyone knows exactly who Blake Lively is: a manipulative, self-obsessed nightmare who would rather burn an entire production to the ground than let someone else have the spotlight. A simple favor, which was a success, making $98 million on budget of $25 million, but she didn't get along with Anna Kendrick. I reported they were both pretty immature, where Anna Kendrick demanded to show her cleavage in the poster to distract people from Blake Lively. And the two didn't have a good relationship on set, which is why they didn't do many interviews marketing the movie together. A former assistant director quit Hollywood entirely after working with Blake. Not just the movie, not just the job, the entire damn industry, because apparently dealing with Blake Lively was so unbearable, she decided she would rather throw away her entire career than work with her ever again. Imagine being so toxic that you drive people out of their own profession. Blake Lively completely exposes herself, and she wasn't the only one. Another crew member recently exposed Blake in an Instagram comment, saying she was the worst person they ever worked with. Think about that. This is Hollywood, a place filled with divas, egos, and control freaks, and yet Blake Lively still managed to be the absolute worst of them all. This person is not an honest broker. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now. Blake was obsessed with control, constantly arguing with the director, micromanaging everything, and making everyone's lives miserable. It got so bad that even Henry Golding, the nicest man on earth, had to throw in a passive-aggressive jab about her. When asked about reuniting with the cast, he smirked and said, "What could go wrong, oh Henry? We see you." Blake Lively is terrified to do the red carpet, and Anna Kendrick is pissed off. This is insider information that she hates her, she can't stand her. And it's not just this movie. Blake's reputation for being unbearable follows her everywhere. Gossip Girl insiders have been saying it for years. The rumors that Leighton Meester couldn't stand her? Yeah, those were 100% true. Blake's entire career has been built on a fake curated image, and now that image is completely falling apart, but nothing compares to what happened at SXSW, because while Blake thought she was making some kind of triumphant red carpet return, she walked straight into her biggest public humiliation yet. Blake Lively is terrified ahead of tonight's Another Simple Favor premiere, as insiders reveal why Anna Kendrick never wants to work with her again. She showed up expecting applause, hoping that people would ignore the fact that she's currently in the middle of a legal disaster with Justin Baldoni, but instead of cheers, she was met with straight-up protesters. That's right, fans showed up holding "Justice for Justin Baldoni" signs, calling her out for being a liar. And if that wasn't humiliating enough, someone wore a custom-made t-shirt that literally said "Blake Lead," a whole damn t-shirt. Now you notice her shirt. She posted this also earlier on X of her shirt, and again, I had no idea that this is what she planned to do. You know you've hit rock bottom when people are literally designing entire outfits to drag you. She wants us to believe this is actionable harassment, what we just witnessed there. You tell me whether that's what that looks like to you. Blake tried to ignore it, but the internet exploded with memes and mockery. It was impossible to escape. Even the celebrity gossip circuit picked it up, and suddenly her SXSW appearance wasn't about the movie. It was about how absolutely no one believes her anymore. Imagine thinking you can waltz onto a red carpet and pretend everything is fine when the entire internet is actively clowning you in real time. And here's the thing, this isn't just some online drama, this is real career-ending damage. The fact that people were bold enough to show up in person and protest Blake on a red carpet, that is next-level humiliation. That she will walk the red carpet, but our source says her apprehension will no doubt be exacerbated by her growing friction with co-star Anna Kendrick, 39. Even Ryan Reynolds must be regretting this mess. His once bulletproof image is now tangled up in his wife's endless scandals, and even Marvel is hesitant to touch him because of her. Blake isn't just ruining her own career, she's dragging down everyone around her, and honestly, she did this to herself. Every power move, every manipulative stunt, every fake friendship, it's all finally catching up to her. The industry isn't falling for her PR tricks anymore. Hollywood has turned its back on her, and now she's watching everything she built come crashing down, one public embarrassment at a time. She hates her. She can't stand her. Everyone in the cast is upset that her drama, her lies, and the bad press she's getting is overshadowing this movie. Blake Lively's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni isn't just failing, it's blowing up in her face spectacularly. What was supposed to be her moment of justice has turned into a full-scale PR disaster, exposing her for exactly what she is, a Hollywood manipulator who thought she could play the victim card to control the narrative. But the problem is, Hollywood isn't buying it anymore. Hollywood has turned its back on her, and now she's watching everything she built come crashing down, one public embarrassment at a time. She hates her. She can't stand her. Everyone in the cast is upset that her drama, her lies, and the bad press she's getting is overshadowing this movie. Blake Lively's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni isn't just failing, it's blowing up in her face spectacularly. What was supposed to be her moment of justice has turned into a full-scale PR disaster, exposing her for exactly what she is, a Hollywood manipulator who thought she could play the victim card to control the narrative. But the problem is, Hollywood isn't buying it anymore. A man being fully castrated by a woman who is using toxic feminism to get what she wants, right? Justin Baldoni's legal team came prepared, and they didn't just fight back, they demolished Blake's claims with cold, hard evidence. Screenshots, emails, witness statements, the whole receipts folder is out in the open, and it's painting a completely different picture than the one Blake tried to sell. It's now painfully obvious that this lawsuit was never about justice. It was about revenge, control, and a desperate attempt to stay relevant. They weren't the first to do this. It was Blake Lively. It was Ryan Reynolds. This was their strategy, and now they kind of want to put the genie back in the bottle, but guess what? The genie does not want to go back in the bottle. The genie likes to be free, okay? And we're now all paying attention. And here's the thing the industry has noticed. What started as Blake trying to use the #MeToo movement to boost her case has backfired horribly, with insiders now questioning if she weaponized the movement for her own personal gain. And once that suspicion starts, it's over. She alleges that she's a MeToo victim there. That's absurd, because nobody in Hollywood wants to be associated with someone who manipulates a real, serious movement for their own personal drama. The second that seed of doubt was planted, Blake lost the industry's sympathy. Even Ryan Reynolds, who desperately tried to laugh his way through this mess, couldn't save it. He made a joke about the lawsuit on SNL, probably thinking he could spin it into a light-hearted PR moment, but the problem? The audience didn't laugh. In fact, it was dead silent. It was one of those rare, painful moments where Hollywood collectively decided they were done pretending this was all just fun and games. The celebrities are gossiping about drama amid Baldoni, right? They do this publicity stunt last night where they went on SNL, and Ryan Reynolds made this silly joke. This wasn't Ryan's usual Deadpool-style humor. This was a cringeworthy attempt to distract from the reality of what's happening to Blake, and it failed spectacularly. The worst part, even people who already hated Baldoni weren't defending her anymore. That's how deep Blake's credibility has sunk. And let's talk about the financial damage, because at this point, Blake isn't just losing in the court of public opinion, she's losing her bank account too. Legal experts are predicting that Blake is about to lose millions in legal fees, her high-profile lawyers jumping ship, Hollywood's top legal firms refusing to work with her. Why? Because nobody wants to attach their name to a case that is turning into a massive career-ending disaster. This lawsuit was supposed to make Blake look strong. Instead, it's making her look like an industry pariah. And as if that wasn't bad enough, she's not just tanking her own career, she's taking Ryan Reynolds down with her. For years, Ryan and Blake positioned themselves as Hollywood's golden couple, the relatable, funny, effortlessly cool duo that everyone wanted to be friends with. But now, that image is in shambles, and Marvel is not happy. Even Marvel Studios is hesitating to attach itself to Ryan Reynolds because of Blake. Blake isn't just ending her own career, she's pulling Ryan down with her, and Hollywood has officially turned on her.